Hampton University has a heavy sports presence, with football being the most popular. But controversy struck when it was uncovered that multiple players were ineligible.
Another thing was that we were fined 1% of our budget, but that 1% is being given back to the university or back to the athletic department to hire additional certification and compliance officers to make sure this doesn't happen again, which I thought was a very smart thing for the NCAA to do. Not just punish us by taking money, but funneling it back into the area that needed attention. So we've just hired another compliance officer within the last 2 weeks.
At the start of 2025, Hampton University's football team had many wins from the past years vacated due to ineligibility issues. But what if I told you this wasn't because people had bad grades? This was a compliance office issue. But there was a bigger issue than that, than just football. Every sport had this problem, like basketball, softball, and tennis.
It affected virtually every sport. I don't believe it affected sailing, but other than that, there were players who were allowed to participate in virtually every sport who were ineligible.
Softball is just one of the many sports on campus that ran into this issue.
We did have ineligible student athletes here, but they wasn't playing. So when they first got here, they was excited to play, but the coach told them that you're not eligible, and that was like before the season, like during fall, and that's when they told them the news.
One might have been a fifth year and one was a senior, and so they realized that they didn't have any more eligibility at all, so they couldn't play.
During COVID-19, the compliance office was shorthanded, and that was when eligibility issues began and players started to slip through the cracks.
So we had people doing compliance who were doing other jobs. They were doing half a job of compliance and half of something else. And that's part of the problem, was that you had somebody who was not totally trained or dedicated to the compliance area. And as I say, that's something Director Henderson took care of right away. And a lot of that comes also from President Williams. I mean, he's got to allocate the funding and make this a priority, which he has done. So, I mean, he deserves a lot of credit too for realizing that this is an issue that really, A, needs to be addressed, and B, never happen again.
This is Austin Johnson with JAC 340 News.